The Super Tuesday voters have spoken as we are your local election headquarters. They seem to have left two frontrunners to battle it out for the nomination, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Joining us now to talk about the race is Dr. Shawn Wilson, a political science professor at Wright State University. Thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you, Brooke.
So Biden had a great night. He swept the southern elections, even winning Elizabeth Warren's state of Massachusetts. Bernie, we're talking about California, still too early to call, so it really appears that those two are at the top right now. Elizabeth Warren has not announced what she plans to do if she drops out of the race, who she plans to endorse. What would that look like moving forward, depending on who she goes with?
Well, I think that there's a couple of things to note. If you add together Elizabeth Warren's share of the vote and Bernie's share of the vote, what you find out in Super Tuesday that they only won three states. They only got above 50%, only got a majority. Whereas if you add together all of the moderates, they got a majority in 8 states, including Minnesota. So what I'm seeing is that the shift to the left in the Democratic Party is really not majority. It's not the majority of the party. So I think that even if she drops out of the race, that what's going to happen going forward is that Biden is still going to be in the driver's seat.
Okay, and you know, when you listen to the supporters of both of these candidates, Bernie Sanders' followers, you know, obviously he's a little more extreme. He's the progressive side of this party. They do not appear to want any of these other candidates. It kind of reminds me of Trump supporters back in 2016. So what do we think would happen moving forward if Biden were to win with the Sanders supporters? How would they vote?
Party cohesion is huge. One of the things that happens in the political cycle is a party breaks up and it does not have cohesion. You know, with President Obama and President Clinton, the Democrats were a close-knit family. The Bernie people were still there. They were just supporting the moderate incarnation. The moment that the Bernie people got dissatisfied with that is the moment the Democrats started losing. And we've seen this before. We saw it with McGovern. We saw it with the rise of Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was all about fixing the Democratic Party. And if the Democrats don't get cohesive, they're going to have a problem. The Republicans are cohesive, even though they don't agree with the same thing. Do the evangelicals agree with Trump, or do these various liberty conservatives and the establishment conservatives? But yet they all stick together. They know that the way to win is to stick together.
And at this point, too, what's your take on the fact that, you know, the Democrats have talked a lot about we want to vote for the candidate who has the best chance of beating President Trump come November. So are we really looking at what the party is about and aligning as a party, or do we just want the candidate who has the best chance of winning?
The problem with this thesis is that there's two views. One view says that the best chance to win is to turn out your base. So it doesn't matter whether it's Bernie or Joe Biden, you turn out your base. The other view says that the best chance to win is to pick off some of the opponent's customers while keeping your own, have efficient market policy. If it's a political marketplace, efficient policy. And so if somebody's too far to the left, they're not going to win. So there's two views on this in the field of political science. One is that it's just about turning out your base, and the other is about it's being more moderate. That's the best way to do it. And there's really no right answer to that. It's just different views.
All right, Dr. Shawn Wilson, we always appreciate your insight as we're getting close to the Ohio primary here as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mark?